Hey everybody, it's Miss Garavelli. Sorry I'm not there today. You know I hate to miss school, or if you don't know that, you will learn that about me. I am home with a sick baby. I picked Henry up from daycare yesterday, and he had a rash on his arms and legs, and so I'm taking him to the doctor today to see what's wrong. But he just can't go back to daycare until we figure out what's going on. So y'all just say a prayer for him. I'm sure he's completely fine. Just, babies, it's always something. So I should be back tomorrow. No worries. But I decided that I would rather record a lesson for you guys instead of you just doing a bunch of busy work that really didn't matter, because I know you hate when subs give you a bunch of busy work. So this is actually what we would have been talking about if I was there. So go ahead and get out your grammar book and turn to page 93. If you happen to not have your grammar book, if it's in your locker, please ask the sub for you if you can go get it. If it's not, and if it's at home, there are some extra grammar books on the shelf underneath where the pencils are and the highlighters, but you can't write in it. You're going to have to do your work on a piece of notebook paper and just follow along as I read this to you. Okay, so verbs. We all should know what a verb is. It is another part of speech. We've already talked about pronouns and nouns in the past week and a half, so now we're on to verbs. So to be a sentence, you have to have a subject and a predicate. Well, to be a predicate, you have to have some type of verb. The verb you're most familiar with is probably an action verb because they show action, but as you know, there are other types of verbs as well. So let's start from the beginning. For many reasons, verbs are the heart of the sentence. You can't make a statement about a noun or a pronoun unless you use a verb to. Go ahead and highlight that second sentence. You can't make a statement about a noun or pronoun unless you use a verb to. So you have to have a verb to be a sentence. Verbs are words that express an action or a state of being. Every sentence has at least one action verb or linking verb. So again, like I said earlier, to be a sentence, you have to have a subject and a predicate. A predicate has to have a verb. I want you to highlight all of that as well. So express an action or a state of being. Okay, the next part, some action verbs express an action you can observe. Slide, giggle, carry. So what that means is these are actions that you can see. So you can see someone sliding either down a slide in baseball. You can see someone giggling, laughing. You can see someone carrying something else. But then there are other action verbs that express an action that you usually can't see. Worry, dislike, love, appreciate. So these are still action verbs, but worry, kind of like with abstract nouns, I can actually see it, but it is happening. So just because I can't, reach out and touch worry, I can look at your face and see if you're worried about something. So it's still an action verb, if that makes sense. Dislike, I can't say, hey, will you please pass the dislike? But I know that someone dislikes something by the way they act, or if they just tell me they dislike something. So this says George Lucas wrote and directed Star Wars. His ideas for the plot came from Hollywood westerns and the myths of many cultures. So these are all action verbs. Okay, next, verbs change form to indicate time. So we are going to talk more about verb tenses, as you can see in 9.4, but just know that we all know there's past tense, there's present tense, there's future tense. So they can change form to indicate time. Go ahead and highlight that for me, that first little sentence right there. The bear roared